Welcome to the video lecture on Business Research Methodology and Project Management Tools. Today we will cover the topic Data Collection. The topics covered under this module are data collection, plans or tools of data analysis, chapter scheme, sampling, population, and types of sampling. Data collection. The next component of a research design is the statement of methods of obtaining the data. If the research were to involve collection of external data in the form of opinions or surveys, a proper sampling design has to be stated. It is impossible to ask for the personal opinions of all the people in the city to obtain an idea about the market potentiality of a product. An appropriate and representative sample must be chosen or decided upon. For this, the sampling design has to be briefly stated. The idea is to describe the process of selecting the representative sample for conducting the research by giving the reasons behind for such a sampling procedure. Tools of data collection. The various tools for collection of the needed data could be observation, interview, data schedules, and questionnaires. The appropriate tool is decided depending upon the nature of the problem and also on the nature of the information that is required to be collected. Plans or tools of data analysis. After collecting the data, the obvious steps that follow is the analysis and interpretation of the information gathered. Analysis of the data reveals a lot of new ideas and results in the answer for the queries of the researcher. The analysis of the data gives useful points for suggestions and drawing conclusions. The method of analysis chosen for interpreting the data is therefore included in the research design as plan of analysis. There are several techniques available in the field of statistics for analyzing and interpreting the data. To name a few: correlation, regression, curve fitting techniques, and measures for deviations. It is to be remembered that without a meaningful analysis, the data is of no significance and even may be irrelevant. The data as such cannot convey any idea unless meaningfully analyzed. Analysis and interpretation are therefore vital exercises in the field of research. Chapter scheme. Planning is essential to conceptualize prehand what would be the outcome of the project, and it depends on the objectives. The chapter scheme for the report manifests the thought process behind the research scheme, and therefore a statement is made to the effect in the research design regarding the proposed scheme of chapter presentation. The introductory chapter of the report would be normally the research design or plan of the research itself. It is customary to present the findings related to each objectives in separate chapter. Thereafter, each objective gets dealt in separate chapter in the logical sequences. The last chapter is devoted to presenting the conclusions and suggestions of the study. Projects are done for various durations, say from 3 months to 3 to 5 years. Time schedule is to be specifically stated in the plan if the project is undertaken on a sponsor basis, known as time budget. Last but not least is the financial budget envisaged for the research program. Expenses are bound to occur for field visits, data collection, stationery, books and journals. An estimate in the form of budget is presented as a component of the research plan. The usual components of a plan are title, introduction, the problem statement, specific objectives, review of previous studies, scope and importance, hypotheses, if any available, operational definition of concepts, delimitation of geographical area and reference period of study, methodology applied, data sampling technique proposed, tools for data collection, plan of analysis, resources and time budgets, and chapter scheme. It is to be pointed out that there is no such thing as single ideal research plan or design. Only broad guidelines can be suggested to facilitate a smooth plan for research. Sampling. In commerce, apart from reviewing literature, most of studies require data to be collected in the form of field visits or surveys. Sampling is the selection of a subset of individuals from within a statistical population to estimate characteristics of the whole population. Two advantages of sampling are lower cost and faster data collection than measuring the entire population. Basically, it saves time and money. We can see in this diagram that from this population we selected some random items. Now these selected items are known as sample. Size of the sample completely depends on the type of research and number of items selected for same is known as sample size. Population. The totality of units is known as population. It is sometimes known as universe in the field of statistics. After determining or identifying the units, the obvious question would be whether the study is to be conducted over the entire population or whether the same is to be performed over a representative number of units drawn out of the universe. The answer is dependent purely on the feasibility and also on the reliability. A study of the entire population may not be feasible due to constraints of time and money and facilities. But then, a thoroughly inadequate number of units, when examined, may not yield reliable results. Sometimes a balance has to be arrived at. When the study is conducted over the entire units available or for the entire population, it is said to be a census study. The results are more or less reliable. When a fraction of units are drawn as representative elements and if a research is pursued over such a small number of units, it is known as a sample survey or study. Sample is a fraction of the population selected for the test and it is a part of the universe and also the most representative of the selecting the units for the sample is known as sampling. The results of the research performed on the sample are to be extended to the entire population by extrapolation or generalization. It is to be understood that a study conducted on the sample gives results like that of a study conducted on the original. Types of sampling. Sampling is divided into three categories: random sampling, stratified random sampling, and systematic sampling. Random sampling. Sampling by the random method involves the procedure of preparing paper chits of equal size corresponding to all the units of the population and then picking from out of those chits the desired number of units as sample. In order to perform this, a list of all the units comprising the universe is prepared and such a list goes by the name frame. In this process, all the paper chits have equal chance of being drawn out. If the size of the chits are identical and if the shuffling is thorough, and the principle behind the system of sampling is known as a priori probability. Stratified random sampling. Stratified random sampling is a method of sampling that involves the division of a population into smaller subgroups known as strata. Stratum means groups or items or step-by-step grouping. Once the grouping is done, the sampling is performed as before using the technique of random sampling. For example, a research conducted on industries may stratify small, medium, and large industries, or even finer resolutions, and sample methods be selected from each group. We can see in this diagram that the entire population is divided into 4 categories. Each row is a different category, and out of each category we are selecting different items and making a sample subset. This is known as stratified random sampling. Systematic sampling. Systematic sampling is a statistical method involving the selection of elements from an ordered sampling frame. It is a type of probability sampling method in which sample members from a large population are selected according to a random starting point, but with a fixed periodical interval. This interval is called the sampling interval. Is calculated by dividing the population size by the desired sample size. A situation involving a population of 1000 units is considered. If 20 units are to be chosen as sample, 1 out of every 50 units is to be selected. In order to do this, a random number can be picked up from table of statistics within numbers 1 to 50. Say the number so chosen comes out to be 7, then items could be like 7, 57, 107, 157, 207, etc. is chosen as the 20 sample units. That's all in this video. Thank you for watching.